Hello and welcome. My name is Elite MKB and welcome back to the newest iteration of my challenge. Last time Soul Reaper 1025 made history by taking his first place in the Halo jumping tournament, despite the tournament ending once again on stage 2. Now we have 50 competitors lined up and ready to tackle the new course on the Elite Challenge, Tournament 5. As always, we begin on stage 1 as competitors emerge through the fire to take on the course. And first up, the obstacle they'll have to contend with is the pillar drop. Jump from side to side, down through the pillars till they get to the platform and then onto the new obstacle, framed. Make their way through the window frames all the way across the gap and then back onto solid ground, where once again they are greeted with the wall, remaining unchanged from the last couple of tournaments. Can prove a good banana peel for any experienced competitors and a good challenge for any newcomers. Then a sprint up the hill onto the newly redesigned anti-theft device, taking inspiration from the purple burglar alarm of last tournament. Competitors making it across from one wall to the other, across the narrow ledges, and then making the dismount. Once again to the paper air raid, making its return to the course. Fan favourite obstacle, even though it's not the most effective, placed late in the stage this time. Then onto the coat hangers, a slight redesign of the last tournament with a different exit onto the triple fire escape, which remains once again unchanged. A good challenge for people to get up in time, especially when time is against them. And then the stage finishing once again with a crash valley. Make the way down the first ramp and then across to the second, challenged by the balls all the way both down and up again. Making the transfer is going to be key to this obstacle, but then if they can make it all the way to the top, surviving the onslaught, they'll hit the button and be moving on to stage 2, as long as they've got it within the mammoth time limit of 3 minutes or 180 seconds. So let's see how the competitors fare on stage 1. And first up is a competitor who demanded to go out first on this tournament after being incredibly disappointed with his tournament 4 result. This is Vinzika, 180 seconds and he is off. Vinzika using the right hand side of the pillar drops and making good time. This is a very good competitor starting out the Elite Challenge 5. It's the Trials of Achilles host. And he is moving well through framed, going from side to side, moving quickly now on, completes the dismount and on the run up to the wall. Could always come a cropper here, but Vinzika staying to that right hand side, up and over the top. Now how will he fare with the anti-theft device? First he's got to get up the hill towards it though. That can in itself be a challenge, but not for Vinzika. He's made it up, jumps straight to the third ledge, 4th, 5th, making the transfer. And with ease along the second angled wall. Now onto the third ledge, 4th, goes for the dismount, makes it nice and easy. And now onto the paper air raid. Moving incredibly quickly is Vinzika, 110 seconds still left on the clock. As we're rounding the corner onto the coat hangers, Vinzika even choosing to cut that corner off. Trying to get up onto the top for an easier dismount. And Vinzika makes it along the top of the coat hangers. Onto the 8th one, dismount, and now into the triple fire escape. And Vinzika showing the rest of the competitors still to come in this tournament how it's done. Making quick progress using the sides of the ledges where they're a bit thicker. Up onto the 3rd fire escape now. Here comes Vinzika up and over the top, still with over a minute, still with over 70 seconds to go onto Crash Valley. This is looking like a record-setting performance from the first competitor in the tournament as Vinzika makes the transfer. Hurdles the first 2 balls. Here come the next wave. Vinzika up and over, up and over. Takes a few to the head. They're holding him back momentarily. Vinzika punching the ball along the walkway to the buzzer. Ball despawns and Vinzika clears the stage with 44.07 seconds to go and is our first competitor up. First competitor through stage 1. Let's see if the remaining competitors can follow his example. Up next we have another good competitor. This is Atlantic Champ. Atlantic still chasing his first clear on the Elite Challenge. Will it be today? Time to find out, as his 180 seconds are off and Atlantic Champ onto the pillar drop. Going down the right hand side once again, makes it to the landing platform and now into framed, wasting very little time. Going for the big skips, Atlantic looking to try and go for speed. Makes it all the way to the 6th. Skips the 7th, straight to the 8th, and Atlantic Champ is now onto the wall. First jump, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Trying to get up over the top, having to take a few attempts at it. Atlantic starting to struggle, but he's made it up and over. Now on the run down towards the anti-theft device. Up the hill. Is he going to make it first time up the hill? Yes, he does. Like Vinzika before, going straight for that 3rd ledge to the 5th, making the transfer. And Atlantic Champ moving well through the anti-theft device, having to take a couple of save jumps, but making it nonetheless. Here comes Atlantic. You can see he's moving slower than Vinzika, but still with plenty of time left on the clock. As into the paper air raid. 100 seconds ticks by, and Atlantic beats the paper air raid. Now to the coat hangers. We saw Vinzika show him how to do it. Now can Atlantic do the same thing? Straight up onto the top. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. And he comes up short of the 6th. Atlantic Champ down and out on the coat hangers. Next up is Seki Ryute 97. A newcomer to the Elite Challenge. He's using the left-hand side of the pillar drop. And he comes up short on the 2nd to last pillar, and Seki Ryu is out. Next up we have Honda Life for Me. He makes the jumps onto the pillar drop, going side to side. Not skipping any, not taking any chances. Skips that one though. Goes for a 2nd skip in a row, and Honda Life for Me comes up short and is out as well. Next up we have Coveralis. A newcomer from the R Factor 2 community. And he's going to go out early on the 4th column. Next up we have Bussy666. He failed the first obstacle last time. How will he do this time? He's come up short on the very first jump. The Flying Dutchman not really flying in this tournament. Next up we have Shaxbird from Germany. He was a top competitor from the sim racing group back in tournament 1. Looking to try and reclaim that top spot, but he's gone out as well on the pillar drop. Next up is the Tarmac Griffin. As always, he uses all of his skill and experience, and the experience part is steadily growing. Let's see if the results can follow, and he goes out as well on the same pillar. That 2nd to last pillar really cutting through the competitors at the moment. Next up we have Creepy Tomcat. Now he was trained for this tournament by Free MMO Direct. So let's see if the training is going to pay off, and can Creepy Tomcat take the top spot of the sim racers. None of them too bothered about clearing the stage. They all just want to get further than all of the others, and so far Creepy Tomcat is in that position. Now how will he handle framed? Makes a jump into the corner of the first window. Drops back to the far side. Now can he make the transfer across? Yes, he does. Creepy Tomcat now in the 2nd window. Looking for the 3rd. Sizing it up, going for a crouch jump. Oh, and he slips off. Creepy Tomcat down and out, but the 3rd window of framed is a solid bar for this man. This is McCoffervan from France. The top sim racer in the previous couple of tournaments. We're losing a few frames on the way down, but McCoffervan landing his jumps well. In fact, we're really losing some frames. Someone didn't feed the hamster on this day. But McCoffervan now into frame. Now, can he figure it out? He's got the 3rd window to beat. McCoffervan in the 1st. Crossing to the second. Oh, and he's down and out. McCoffin not quite able to go up and over Creepy Tomcat. Now we're back to some more newcomers. This is Zero Hornet 264. How will he fare on the pillar drop? Moving well, back and forth. Zero Hornet landing the jumps well, not going for any skips. And he makes it to the end and gets the dismount. Now Zero Hornet onto framed. First window, second, third. Going for the fourth, lands it. Oh, but he hits his head on the jump to the fifth, and Zero Hornet down and out. Next up, we've got Baragon Lover 101. And he's hitting the course with gusto down the left-hand side of the pillar drop. The camera can't even keep up. Baragon Lover going well through the early obstacle. Now, how will he deal with framed? Second window. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Sixth, seventh, eighth, and Baragon Lover going for the dismount. Ninth window, and he makes it. He beats framed. Now onto the wall. First competitor today going to the left-hand side, and he comes up short on the second jump. Baragon Lover down and out on the wall. Here comes Living XXL. Does seem to be living it extra large on this course. Going across the pillars, back and forth. Taking his time, trying to make sure every jump counts. Lining it up. Makes it to the second to last pillar. And the final, almost over jumped and fell in the little hole there, but he didn't. Now Living XXL onto framed. Trying to line it up, but falls down the step. Makes it into the first window. Cross to the second. Oh, and offshore on the third one, Living XXL is down and out. Next up, we have competitor 14. This is Uska 7. Or Uska V. Let's go with Uska 7. Back and forth across the pillar drop. Going for a skip there. Makes it. Makes the second skip. And beats the obstacle. Now Uska 7 onto framed. Another competitor beating that first obstacle. And now Uska going back and forth in the windows to the sixth one. 7, 8, 9, and dismount. And Uska beats framed, and we got another competitor onto the wall. And Uska celebrating beating framed, struggling with that in the practice. Oh, but straight off on the wall. Uska down and out. Solid attempt though, as now here comes Albert 5893. Looking to make the course hurt. He's onto the pillar drop. Once again, competitors have a large time limit. We've seen the only clear so far, 44 seconds, so no real need to rush. But you gotta make sure to get all of these jumps right if you plan on beat the obstacle. And Albert going for the big skip, but he's gonna come up short. No way he was making that. Now we have a returning competitor. This is Kimchi Jaru, everybody's favorite DRL host, up onto the course for his 5th attempt. And Kimchi easily beating the first obstacle. Now how will he deal with framed? Oh, he slipped through, but he's caught himself on the back of the window. Good save there from Kimchi. Makes it through to the 3rd ledge. And he shoots straight through the 4th, can't save himself twice. That's a shame. Now he's on the start line supporting his fellow DRL host. This is Spider Case. And Spider now off and underway. Likewise using the right hand side. This time he's going for the skip into frame. And he's walked out the other side of the window frame. Spider down and out. Next up is noted mid-packer. This is Nike 2000. Setting off for his 180 seconds, hoping for a front packer performance. And Nike beats the pillar drop. Competitors seeming to have got that obstacle figured out at this point. And Nike into framed. Going back and forth. There's the 7th, 8th, going for the 9th. And Nike makes it through. And now Nike onto the wall. He struggled with this before. Let's see if he can make it over today. Up to the 2nd ledge. And he undershoots the third. Nike down and out. Solid performance so far though from Nike. Next up we have Squeezu, the Halo Tracks Time Trials host. Everyone send your lap times into this man and he'll put them on the board. But how will he fare at doing a time on the Elite Challenge Stage 1? So far so good though for Squeezu. Into framed. Third window. Fourth. Fifth. Sixth. Seventh. Eighth. And Squeezu beats the obstacle. Way to go, Squeezu. Now up onto the wall. Choosing to go to the left hand side as well. Squeezu making progress. Sticking hard to the left. Oh, but he's missed the ledge. Down and out goes Squeezu. But another the wall failure. Next up, it's Aaron360i. Supported by the next competitor up, which is use code GO. And Aaron making his way down the pillar drop. Makes it to the end, and Aaron now onto framed. Second window. Third. Fourth. Good progress made from Aaron. Making good speed as well. Good time on the obstacle. Not hanging around, just lining it up and going. And Aaron beats framed. Now onto the wall. We haven't seen anyone get up and over this in a while. Can Aaron be the first competitor up and over in the last 18? And yes, he can. Aaron running up along the top. Now he's going to be heading onto the anti-theft device. But first, how will he deal with the hill? Will he make it up in one go? Yes, he will. Aaron leaving the camera behind. He's trying to go up on top of the obstacle. That would make it a lot easier, but unfortunately doesn't seem to be possible. And Aaron slides out. Went to go for that third ledge skip, but straight in the water. Now how will use code GO fare? Having just seen Aaron, will he be able to do any better? No, he won't. He comes up short. He nearly manages to save it from death, but in the water he goes. Next up, competitor 22. Back to some regular Halo jumping competitors. This is Jun Sat Cyan. And this is his fourth attempt at the Elite Challenge. On his fourth attempt on Irish Warrior, he managed to clear stage 1 for the first time. Let's hope that that is a sign of good things for Jun Sat Cyan. Through framed, doing a lot of save jumping, moving around, catches himself on the very back edge of that panel. And Cyan, it's not the smoothest look, but he's getting through. No, he's not. He's gone out. Clearly used up all of his lives there and down and out. Next up, we have K-Fly. Another competitor looking for their first taste of success on the Elite Challenge. Underway and through the pillar drop in good time. Now, how will K-Fly deal with framed? So far, so good. Looking a lot smoother on the obstacle than Cyan. Looking very quick as well. Not going for any skips, but also not feeling the need to risk it for the proverbial biscuit. It's K-Fly now. Onto the wall. First ledge, second, third, fourth. Almost overjumps the fifth, going for the sixth ledge to make the dismount easier, and K-Fly up and over beats the third obstacle. Now he's on the run up towards the anti-theft device. Underneath the drone, how will he fare with the hill? Yep, up it in one. But he slides straight down the middle of the first two platforms. K-Fly down and out on the anti-theft device. Next up we have one of the biggest supporters of Halo jumping that I've ever seen. This is MickeyCop, a man who builds replica courses in his spare time. So how will he fare with all of that experience? Let's see how he goes. And he goes for the big skip. First to fourth to sixth. MickeyCop looking very quick. He defeats framed. Now how will he fare on the wall? Moving quick. Oh, but he's moved too quick and slipped straight off the side of the second ledge. MickeyCop down and out. Next up we have Mighty Max 80. This is his third appearance in the Elite Challenge. Another competitor chasing his first taste of success. Looking to try and get to the finish line. But he's started it off well and he's beaten the pillar drop. Now into framed. going back and forth, staying crouched to not hit his head on the top bars of the window frames. 8th frame now for Mighty Max, and he's through it. Good job. Now Mighty Max 80 versus the wall, going for save jumps. Doesn't look the smoothest, but it's certainly effective. Mighty Max now, he can get up from here, and sure enough he does. Makes it in 1. And Mighty Max up the purple hill towards the anti-theft device. Sliding up to the top ledge. Trying to spot a landing, going for the 2nd platform. Makes it. Lines up the 3rd. Quickly to the 4th. And the 5th, using the wall to slide that little bit extra distance. Straight to the 2nd wall, now quickly across and looking to line up for the 3rd. Couple of saves just to get himself sorted. Plans it, sticks it. Straight to the 3rd. Now here comes Mighty Max along the 3rd banked wall, going all the way to the end, and makes the landing. Mighty Max now just over halfway through his time, and he's just over halfway through the course, so Mighty Max could be on for something here, as he's across the paper air raid in good time. Now comes the coat hangers. Took out Atlantic champ already in this tournament, but Mighty Max not going to be dissuaded by that, as there's a ball from Crash Mountain falling into frame. Mighty Max holding his composure. Gets all the way to the end. Up to the top of the coat hanger. Just over 50 seconds to go at the bottom of the fire escape. Come on Mighty Max, you've got to start moving now. Can't really afford too many slip-ups on the fire escapes, or else you might run out of time. 40 seconds ticking by. Come on Mighty Max, you got to pick the pace up. Slips again. Still having the narrow ledges in the middle of the obstacle, and they've been catching people out since their inception, but Mighty Max really slowing down here at the end of the stage. Gets to the top with just over 20 seconds to go. He's going to have to hustle. And he's got the charging of the balls behind him. Can he make the transfer? Yes, he does, but gets straight into a ball. 10 seconds to go. The klaxon's sounding. Come on, Mighty Max. He's trying to brute force his way through it. 3 seconds. 2, 1. Mighty Max out of time, but he's fallen anyway. What a shame. And that brings us to the halfway point of stage 1. Mighty Max timing out. Let's see how we have some new blood to the Elite Challenge. This is FluffyB. Not the most well-known competitor, but definitely has a part to play in the Halo jumping scene. Going for the big final jump on the pillar drop. We've seen several people come up short of that already, but not FluffyB. He makes the landing. This, of course, is the man behind the scenes of Aborigines Warrior, their editing staff member, and FluffyB making good progress through framed all the way to the end. Clears the obstacle. And Team Abs members have historically done fairly well on the Elite Challenge, with Ump Double Ump and Swantron both putting in good performances. Ump, of course, winning back in Tournament 2, and Swan getting himself on the HJL leaderboard in the last tournament. But FluffyB now up the slope onto the anti-theft device, looking to become the 3rd member of Team Abs on that leaderboard. Making it across the first set of walls, onto the 2nd. Making very good pace actually, still just ticked under 2 minutes to go. Maybe not quite as fast as Vinzika, but certainly with enough time that a clear is on the board here. And jumps straight into the paper air raid. No need to use the landing platform, so FluffyB taking some time saves. 100 seconds to go, and he beats the paper air raid. Now rounding the bend onto the coat hangers. This is where the difficulty starts to ramp up. FluffyB straight up onto the top, making the jumps across the tops of the coat hangers. About 30 seconds more than Mighty Max had at this point, and FluffyB looking strong. All that's left now is the triple fire escape and then Crash Valley. Crash Valley can of course take out anyone at any time, and the triple fire escape has the ability to really run the clock down. But FluffyB making good progress. Onto the third ladder. Passing the thin ledges with ease. FluffyB up and over the top. 53 seconds still on the clock. Plenty of time. He looks behind him. He's trying to stop the balls as they run up behind him to stop him getting pushed. And it's a smart strategy. Straight across. Manages to hurdle a ball. Up and over the next couple. FluffyB now fighting his way through. 30 seconds just coming up. Up and over another 3. He's got the technique down. FluffyB now having a bit of an onslaught right at the end. But he's made it through. FluffyB to the finish line and hits the buzzer. 20.57 seconds to go. Competitor number 26, FluffyB, makes it through to stage 2, joining Vinzika. Now will anyone else manage to make it to the finish line? Up next is a competitor who surely has the tools to be able to get there. This is Spartan Walnut 71, making his 5th appearance on the Elite Challenge, part of the 100% crew. And Walnut now making good progress. Gonna beat the pillar drop, so not a worst performance from Spartan Walnut. Now he's got to shoot for having a personal best. Into framed. Slightly slower speed, but making the jumps count, making the landings safely. 6th window frame, 7th. 8th for Walnut. Now looking through to that 9th window frame. And Walnut makes it through. Now onto the wall, a familiar foe. He's got a plan though. Walnut making sure he's up away from the wall to not hit his head on that thinner ledge. He's certainly approaching it with a tactic. Maybe not the quickest of tactics, having to do a few panic saves, but up and over the top for Walnut. 2 minutes left on the clock. You can see a lot slower than FluffyB, but still with a decent amount of time left if he picks the pace up. And Walnut up and over the top of the anti-theft device. Turns the save jump into progress. Good adaptability there from Walnut. 2nd wall. Saving it again. Starting to pick the pace up a little bit now. Saves onto the 3rd set of walls. Here comes Walnut. Now can he get through that 3rd wall? He's got a plan and he executes it. Spartan Walnut beats the anti-theft device. Now onto the paper air raid. Just over 80 seconds to go as he hit the obstacle. And Walnut moving through. 70 seconds now tick by. Onto the coat hangers. Walnut's going to have to pick the pace up, as we saw by FluffyB. He had about 20 seconds more than Walnut did at this point, and he finished with 20 seconds left on the board. So Walnut might have to go quick here, but he's going to have to save it first. Does so impressively. Beats the coat hangers. Now up the triple fire escape. Walnut making good progress. Misses that last jump, but still manages to make the transfer. 35 seconds now to go. Halfway up the 2nd to last obstacle. Walnut's going to have to pick the pace up, and he knows it. He's hustling. He's going a lot faster than he was in the earlier obstacles. Walnut up and over the top. 25 seconds to go. He's going to really have to go full send. Risky jump there, trying to get some balls underneath him, but if he lands on one, that could have been all she wrote. And Walnut gets battered off. Spartan Walnut down and out on Crash Valley. Didn't quite make it to the end of the course. Now we have another newcomer. This is Bubba Ace making his The Elite Challenge debut. Bubba, of course, seeing success in other Halo jumping tournaments in the past. How will he do in this one? He sets off down the right hand side. Makes it through. Beats the pillar drop. Now on to framed. Oh, but he comes up short of that first window. Bubba Ace down and out. Next up at number 29, this is Spenny 37. And the man from New Zealand is setting off for his 1 minute, or 180 seconds, shall I say. Of course, 29's been a pretty lucky spot for people in the previous tournaments. All 4 number 29s have ended up clearing stage 1, and in fact 2 of them have ended up with first place. So how will Spenny get on? He's making good progress through framed, all the way to the 8th window, the 9th, and through. Now Spenny onto the wall. He's had some rocky history with this obstacle. Certainly in practice, he's filled up the swear jar quite a bit, but making light work of it in this run. And Spenny now up the hill towards the anti-theft device. Gets up it in one. Goes for the third ledge. Saves it. Sticks it. Spenny's got a plan. He understands the obstacle. He's moving well through the second set of ledges. Sticks it again. Straight to the third set. Spenny going very well actually for time. Over 105 seconds at the halfway point. And across the paper air raid. Spenny should know his way through this one, having faced it in several tournaments before, and sure enough, he's done it. Now round onto the coat hangers. Just over half time left. Spenny's got plenty of time. He's up on the top, making his way across the top of the coat hangers. Making good progress as well. Nearly overshoots that one, but manages to save it, and now onto the triple fire escape. And Spenny's got plenty of time in hand. He doesn't need to rush, but he can't afford to dawdle either. Onto the second set of ladders, passing the narrow ledges in the dark. Up to the third. And he's made it. 1 minute left to go. Onto the last couple of jumps. Last jump, and Spenny up and over. Waiting in the safe spot for a gap, but he's got a ball already on his tail. Down the part of Crash Valley, here comes another ball, but he makes it off in time. Spenny now has a decent run. He can get some progress in before the balls start coming. He expertly hurdles that second ball. Here comes another wave, and Spenny's got them stopped. Up and over the top. Takes one to the head. Takes another one. They're trying to stop him, but it's no avail. Spenny gets through and clears with 22.01 seconds. And another competitor, number 29, through to stage 2. That's 5 out of 5 for Club 29. And Spenny gets there for his first attempt at the second stage. Here's another competitor searching for their first taste of success on stage 1. This is Disappoint 2919. And Disappoint now down the left hand side, also making the big skip like FluffyB. And now into Flight, making the big skip there as well. Disappoint certainly going for speed in the early obstacles, having to do a big save, but managing it. And another save on the 9th window, but Disappoint makes it out the other side in one piece, and now onto the wall. Disappoint also choosing to take the time to move away from the wall to avoid the ledges above. Good strategy. Not going to hit your head. That's one of the leading causes of people failing that obstacle. Now on the run up the hill, anti-theft device for Disappoint. Skip straight to the third ledge. Fourth, fifth. Quickly onto the second wall. Second ledge, third. Disappoint keeping the pace very high. Now onto the third set of ledges. 2 minutes to go. Disappoint really actually moving very quickly through the opening half of the course. Now onto the paper air raid. Going to stick to that right hand side. Going for the big dismount, but makes it. Now rounding the bend into the coat hangers. Here comes Disappoint. Not choosing to get up at the beginning. He's going for the back and forth technique. Oh, but he's overshot it. Disappoint tried to make the jump easier on himself by going backwards, but he overshot. Next up, competitor 31. This is El Booker Taco, and he's underway. Booker using the left-hand side. Not choosing to go for the big skip. Going for the safer route. And now into framed. Booker, another competitor who's been in all 5 tournaments thus far. Still chasing his first stage 1 success. No reason it can't be today. Come on, Booker. As he makes it now through framed and onto the wall. First ledge. Second. Saves. Ooh, nearly hits his head there. That proves the risk associated with staying close to the wall, but Booker up and over. Piece of cake for El Booker Taco. Now up the hill towards the anti-theft device. Booker from the top going for the second. Third. Slightly different technique getting on there, but still going quickly with the save jumps, using each save jump to push himself forward, not really trying to stick anything. And Booker, another competitor, is a few seconds slower than Disappoint, but he didn't go for the big skips on Framed. You can safely say Booker is moving well though. Onto the paper air raid. Going down the middle. And Booker beats the paper planes. Now onto coat hangers. We've just seen Disappoint come up short. An Atlantic champ earlier failed this. Can Booker succeed where they did not? Booker going all the way to the end before trying to make the jump up to the top. And he makes it eventually. Still 75 seconds to go. Booker, plenty of time, but he's getting hung up on the triple fire escape. The narrow ledges are catching Booker out. Onto the second ladder. Past the narrow point again. This time he makes it first try. 1 minute to go for Booker. If he can make it onto that third and final ladder. Passing the narrow section. Makes it first time this time. 50 seconds on the go as Booker now into Crash Valley. On the run down the hill. Choosing to stop. Trying to let the balls back up against him. Booker stops it, but there's a wave coming. You gotta go, Booker. He just takes them in the face. 35 seconds to go. Booker, you're gonna have to hustle. But he gets hit by the very first ball on the second half of Crash Valley. Booker is down and out once again. Next up, competitor number 32. And another person who's been in all 5 tournaments. This is Shadowrun132. And you should know that nobody who shoots the mascot ever gets a good run on the Elite Challenge. Come on, Shadow, you can't be disrespecting the course like that. But Shadow off onto the pillar drop. Now straight into Framed. Second window. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Sixth. Quickly going back and forth. Shadow not losing any time at all. All 9 window frames successfully negotiated. Now onto the wall. And Shadow quickly up the right hand side, makes it all the way up to the top, choosing to make the jump over a bit easier for himself, and Shadow makes a cross. Now up towards the anti-theft device, slides up the hill, slides over the other side. Shadow making his way now, building some momentum. Cross to the second wall, lands it, second ledge, third, fourth, fifth, third wall now, and Shadowrun beats the anti-theft device. Another competitor getting here with about 110 seconds on the clock, so that's similar sort of time to the last few. So Shadow making good progress, takes the paper air raid in his stride. Now on to coat hangers, cutting the corner off for that little half-second time save. And Shadow now moving very quickly down the low side. Gonna have to get up high. Choosing to do the zigzag at the end, making the jump a lot easier. Shadow really putting his best foot forward here, but he's made a slip up on the triple fire escape. Can't afford to let it get to him though, as he's lost about 8 seconds from that little slip. But Shadow now into the second of the fire escapes, hugging the side of the ladder. He knows what he's doing, he's got a plan, he's executing it well. And Shadowrun gets to the top, 56 seconds to go. Onto Crash Valley, he's got the balls chasing him from behind. Takes one in the shoulder, doesn't even let him phase him. Now onto the second set. Oh, and he's tried to skirt around the side, but Shadowrun's overjumped the side of the chute. Didn't even get touched by any of the balls, and Shadowrun down and out. Next up, competitor number 33. This is Patrello Fam 4. A former Halo Jumping Grand Champion, but still yet to taste a Stage 1 success on the Elite Challenge. Will that change today? As Patrello into Framed. Back and forth. Third ledge. Fourth. Fifth. Sixth. Seventh. Eighth. Ooh, clipped the edge of the 8th ledge there and nearly came up short on the 9th, but Patrello makes it to the left-hand side of the wall. Patrello choosing to go up that left-hand side, makes it all the way up and over. No dramas for Patrello Fam. Now on to the anti-theft device. Oh, Patrello doesn't make it up the hill first try. That's the first competitor all day we've seen not make that in one go, but Patrello save jumping at the top. Oh, got thrown really far away from the wall there. Did a good job to get back in time to actually land that. But Patrello making progress now through the second wall. Doesn't want to have any more heart in the mouth moments like that if he can help it. Onto the third wall, fourth ledge. Going for the big dismount, 104 seconds at the landing. And Patrello now into the paper air raid, making good progress down the middle. Patrello beats the paper planes and hits the bend at just over 90 seconds to go. And Patrello now onto the coat hangers, going up top and making his way along the top. The landing platform's a little bit thicker at the top, so the landings are a bit easier, but they're also a bit more awkward. And now Patrello into the triple fire escape, making easy work of the first ladder. Now onto the second. Passes the narrow part. Straight up to the top. Now the third ledge. He starts making his way up the ladder and he slips back once. But Patrello all the way up and over the top. 52 seconds left. Waiting in the safe spot for a ball to pass. And setting off on his way down Crash Valley. And Patrello choosing to stop the balls behind him. Try and build himself a bit of a buffer. He has a plan. Now on the upswing of Crash Valley. Patrello fighting the balls up the slope. He's got a blocker that he's using expertly, but he's not making much progress at the moment. Up and over the top. There we go for Patrello. And he's got a good bit of room to run. Hurdles the next set of balls, Patrello. Oh, but he doesn't quite get to the safe spot. Choosing instead to fight on. And Patrello getting battered by the balls. Through he goes, and Patrello's going to hit the buzzer. No, he doesn't. He misses the buzzer. Patrello, what are you doing? There we go. 8.5 seconds for Patrello Fam. And that is yet another competitor on to stage 2. That's 4 in total. And with another 16 to go, will anyone else make it? Next man up is another newcomer. This is Devastator 9997. Actually accompanied onto the course by me. So, hi me. And Devastator makes it. Oh, but he doesn't. He comes up short on the end of the pillar drop. Devastator down and out. Maybe I was a bit of a bad luck jinx for him. Now, how will Ninja Punch 17 do? He's going to make his way onto the pillar drops. Going back and forth. Ninja Punch lining it up. Going for the skip there. And he makes it. Ninja Punch beats the pillar drop. Now we have another competitor moving into framed. Second window. Third. Oh, and he overshoots the fourth straight through the window. Ninja Punch down and out. Now on to the final newcomer of the tournament. This is Blackford 035570. And Blackford into the pillar drop. Another competitor not going full send. Trying to just line the jumps up. And Blackford now third to last pillar. What's he going to do from here? Lines it up. Second to last. Lands it. And Blackford, another competitor, through past the pillar drop. Now onto framed. Into the first window. Then the second. Third. Oh, but he slips off on the fourth window and Blackford down and out. And now we start getting into the competitors who have cleared this stage before. Competitor 37, this is Vulcan. He is currently two stage 1 attempts and 2 stage 1 clears. Can he go 3 for 3 today? He's made a good start, beating the pillar drop very quickly and now into framed. Going back and forth through the window frames. Vulcan making good progress, beats the second obstacle. Now runs down towards the wall. Vulcan's beaten this obstacle before, it shouldn't have any issue, but he comes up short, manages to save it further down. Due to the design of the obstacle, you can catch it if you fall from further up. And Vulcan really getting lucky on that one. But he makes it up and over the wall, now up towards the anti-theft device. Will he make it up the hill first try? Yes, he does. straight to the third ledge, saves it, fourth, fifth, transfer to the second wall. Seems to be the more defined strategy, looking at most people attempting this obstacle. And Vulcan is going to beat the anti-theft device. 107 seconds still on the clock despite that slip up on the wall, so Vulcan moving very well. Straight through the paper air raid and now onto the coat hangers. Rounding the corner, 95 seconds to go. He's about 4 seconds or so up on Patrello, and if he doesn't spend as much time on Crash Valley, this could be a very quick time from Vulcan, but he nearly slips off on the edge of the coat hangers there, manages to bring it back, going for the zigzag exit, and now onto the triple fire escape. Vulcan's going to slip up on the first ladder, but he makes it up, now onto the second. Plenty of time left for Vulcan as long as he doesn't get in his own head, but Vulcan's starting to struggle. Starting to slip, starting to slide. Makes it now onto the third part of the triple fire escape, going sideways. Change of strategy mid-obstacle seems to have paid off for Vulcan. Now he's trying to wait in the safe spot. He's got an absolute rain of balls coming, so he's going to have to run for it. He's got them stacking up behind him. Here comes Vulcan making the transfer. Doesn't jump straight off, choosing to hug that right-hand side, but now into the middle. Getting battered, but using the height to clear the following balls. Vulcan's gonna make it. And he beats the obstacle and hits the buzzer. 23.26 seconds, and Vulcan now makes it 3 for 3. Going to stage 2. And that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 competitors through. Will Snoz be the 6th one? He's done it before. Can he do it again? 180 seconds to go as he's being chased onto the course by Fireball. Snoz using the right hand side of the pillar drop and makes it through. Now how will he deal with Framed? Into the first window frame. Hops to the second. But he hits his head on the third and slides off. Snoz down and out. That's unfortunate. Next up, competitor 39. This is Hunter Unit 751. The host of the returning Ninja Warrior of Halo. So we shall have to see how we all fare in that tournament. But now, here comes Hunter, trying to show us what he's got as a jumper into the pillar drop. And he makes it through the obstacle in good time. Straight to the second window of Framed. And then back and forth. Hunter using the different technique there, getting on and then going back and forth, trying to save some time. Through to the 9th window and lands it. And now here comes Hunter versus the wall. Second ledge. Third. Taking his time, doesn't want to slip up at this early stage of the tournament. And Hunter up to the top of the wall. Makes the dismount. And now on towards the anti-theft device. Up the hill. Makes it to the top in one go. Going for that third ledge straight away. And then using the wall to carry the momentum. Here comes Hunter. 2 minutes left on the clock, just under. So he's in and amongst the sort of time split you need to be at for a 20-second or so clear at this point. Gonna land it with 107 seconds left on the clock. As Hunter now through the paper air raid. Down through the middle, having no issues there, no dramas at all. 95 seconds at the turn now, onto the coat hangers. Gets up top early. And making his way along the top of the obstacle. Good progress from Hunter as now he heads up on to the triple fire escapes. Hunter going for the sideways approach, like Vulcan resorted to. Beating the first set of ladders in a reasonable time. You can tell he's not rushing, he knows he's got plenty of time left on the clock. Just needs to not make a mistake at this point, and Hunter then will be attacking Crash Valley once again. Oh, but he slips down! Hunter catches himself lower on the ledge, starts to recover, gets up over the top, 48 seconds, he's in the safe spot. Trying to shoot the balls to slow it down, but all he succeeded in doing was dropping one on his head. And Hunter there using the strat to try and slow the balls down, but he's not really making the most progress through the obstacle. Come on, Hunter. 33 seconds to go as he makes the swap over to the second thing, and he's shooting the balls again, giving himself plenty of time to work with. But now they're coming at him in a swarm. Hunter's going to try and deal with that. 20 seconds to go. Hunter skipping over the balls. And now he's right at the finish, but the balls are starting to pile up against him, and he's rolling back down the slope. Come on, Hunter. You can't take many steps backwards at this point. 10 seconds. The buzzer sounding. He's got to try and get round the balls. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2.93 seconds at the buzzer. Hunter unit making it in with the current slowest time of the day, but nonetheless, the Ninja Warrior of Halo host moving on to stage 2. Now, will the next competitor join in? This is Gaming Brando, still on his quest to become Brandon Seha. Will that quest come to an end today? He's going to have to do a massive personal best on the Elite Challenge, but it's possible. Brando has made it to stage 2 before. And Brando now looking quick through framed, going back and forth, straight to the 9th ledge. And Brando beats the obstacle, now on the run down towards the wall. Sticking to the right. Brando making his way up and over the top. Sprinting along the top there to try and cut some distance down on the run up to the anti-theft device. A few competitors have started doing that. Every little counts at the end of the day. If you come to the end with half a second to go and you've saved that half second somewhere, it's going to be well worth doing. Brando, though, making good progress through the anti-theft device. All the way to the third set of walls. And Brando makes the dismount. 115 seconds to already. He's about 10 seconds or so up on Hunter's time at this point. Brando through the center of the paper air raid. And he's going to be at the turn with north of 103 seconds. It's very impressive so far by Brando. Now, can he finish the job? Heading along the top of the coat hangers. 90 seconds to go, half time at the triple fire escape. That could very well be a very quick timing coming from Brando if he keeps this pace up. Onto the second of the fire escapes. All the way up to the top. Now onto the third set. Brando not getting caught out by the thin ledges. This could be Brando's day. Not even stopping in the safe spot. He's just going straight for it. Still north of a minute to go. Brando gonna try and make the swap onto the second part of Crash Valley, but he gets denied. He gets spat out by a ball that hit him in midair. Brando with no chance to recover, and all of that hard work in the early stage was for nothing. Next up we have Flamosaurus, and Flame looking to get back to stage 2 after a bit of an absence, and instead onto the pillar drop. Here comes Flame down the right hand side, makes it all the way, skips straight to the second ledge of framed. Flame going partway through the obstacle, going for the skips, and then going back to the back and forth technique, going for the skip at the end though, and he makes it. Flame feeling good today, going for the risky skips. Now we're on to the wall. All the way up to the top. Going for the easy dismount ledge and Flame up and over. Now on the run down towards the anti-theft device. Makes it up to the top in one go. Flame now going for the big jump to the third ledge. Picking up the pace. Sliding along the walls. Fifth ledge. Now across onto the third set of walls. Flame, he's even faster than Brando at this point, 117 seconds. Flame is zooming along. Can he put the finishing touches to this run? He's going to hit the turn, 105 seconds. And straight, he's skipping the coat hangers. Go on, Flame, he's really feeling it, and he managed to land it. Flame now, 95 seconds to go at the foot of the triple fire escape. This is a absolutely rapid run from the man in orange. Up to the top of the first set of ladders, across to the second. Flame not getting tripped up in the middle either. All the way to the top of the second, now making the transfer to the third. Up to the top of the obstacle, 70 seconds, 69 seconds up and over, and straight into Crash Valley on the downslope. He's got a ball behind him as a buffer, choosing to turn around, and probably a good job he did. Took a couple of balls straight to the face there. He's got one coming, you gotta go, Flame. Makes the jump up and over. Gets hit high by a ball, but he can't land it. Flame also down and out. That's 2 competitors in a row knocked out at Crash Valley after a very impressive start. Now can number 42, HaloFan 176461. What can he do with his 3 minutes? On to the pillar drop, making good early progress. HaloFan beats the obstacle into framed. HaloFan, of course, has been to the second stage before, looking to try and get back once again. Making good progress through framed. Not the fastest, but definitely solid progress, and through beating all 9 window frames, and now down to the wall. HaloFan going for that bottom left corner. Is he the first competitor to try the diagonal route? Yes, he is, and HaloFan all the way up and over. I love the diagonal route, my personal favourite way up the wall. And HaloFan, the first person to bust it out today. Now up the slope towards the anti-theft device, he just about makes it up top. Didn't quite slide down like Patrello, but he's made it up and over. Quickly dispatches the first set of walls. And another competitor absolutely flying through the first half of this course. HaloFan, not quite as quick as Flame, but certainly right in behind, 113 seconds at the halfway mark. Now onto the paper air raid. Making good progress here as well. What's it going to be at the turn? Is it going to be north of 100 seconds? Yes, it is, 101 seconds. And now HaloFan making his way across the coat hangers, using the bottom ledges. Up until the second to last, we haven't seen anybody stop here. HaloFan with a few failed attempts getting up top, but he makes it. Now on to the triple fire escape, and HaloFan really attacking the triple fire escape, moving very quickly through the first ladder. Likewise the second, 75 seconds to go at the halfway point of the obstacle. And HaloFan really hustling. He's going to break the top, 66 seconds to go onto the downslope of Crash Valley. And he also has a blocker behind him. You can see the balls going up and over his head. One sped him up. Oh, HaloFan very nearly ended in catastrophe there, but he manages to land it. He's hurdling the balls well. Here comes HaloFan, the finish line in sight. He's got 2 in front of him, 1 in front, up and over. HaloFan hurdling away, and he's going to make the sprint across the bridge, beats the balls, beats the course, 39.13 seconds to go. That is a huge time clear from HaloFan. He'll be very impressed with that. Now can any of the remaining competitors do any better? Up next we have Sane the Legend, with his upcoming tournament, Sane's Jumping Tournament, on the horizon. People should keep an eye out for that. But Sane, he's beaten the Elite Challenge Stage 1 in the previous tournament on his first attempt. Can he go 2 for 2? Let's find out. Into framed, going back and forth, 7 ledges, 8 windows, 9 windows. Oh, and he's overshot. Sane down and out. That is a very surprising failure at a very early stage from a very good jumper. Speaking of very good jumpers, here's Double Ump. He's been to stage 2 3 times. He was the first place finisher way back in tournament 2. And now Ump looking to go and get back there once again. The Aborigines Warrior host, the host of the Halo Jump Olympics events that have been going on. Put a lot of work into that, has Ump. Can he get the success from the Elite Challenge that maybe deserves? And Ump with the little skip there at the end of framed. Now on to the wall. Double Ump, of course, went 3 tournaments in a row. In tournaments 1, 2, and 3, getting to stage 2. Didn't compete in tournament 4, so this is his return. So can he go 4 attempts, 4 clears? Makes it up to the top of the anti-theft device. Going for that 3rd ledge, 4th, 5th. Ump also moving very well at this early stage. Makes it to the 3rd set of walls. crossing the ledges, making the dismount. Another competitor with about 110 seconds to go as they hit the paper air raid. Making good progress in the first half of the course, getting to the bend. 96 seconds to go, still well over half time. And now onto the coat hangers. Oh, and he slipped off the second coat hanger. Double down and out, and the coat hangers claiming another big name. Next up we have Fireball, another competitor after their 4th the Elite Challenge Stage 1 clear. Also like clearing in stages in Tournament 1, 2 and 3. But Fireball bolt down in Stage 4. Sorry, in Tournament 4's Stage 1. And now he's out for revenge. Into Framed. And Fireball living life on the edge as he always does. Making it through the obstacle. Now onto the wall. Very quickly up the wall for Fireball. This isn't the sort of obstacle you would expect to trouble him, though maybe a bit of a banana peel. We've seen competitors like Rog go down on the wall before, but Fireball makes it up and over with a few failed jumps at the top, but nonetheless very quickly onto the anti-theft device. Losing more frames, someone really needs to get a new hamster. As Fireball, second set of walls, making his way across the ledges very quickly now. Final ledge, onto the final walls. And Fireball matching the fastest competitors up until this point, which you would expect. Fireball, normally a very, very quick person. Now through the paper air raid. And with ease, and now up to the turn. Now here comes the coat hangers. They've caught out Atlantic, they've caught out How will Fireball fare? Using the far side. Getting all the way up across. And another competitor going for the zigzag at the end. Fireball makes it up and just under half time left onto the triple fire escape. Fireball looking strong. Up through the second set of ladders. Across to the third. 70 seconds to go. Still well over a minute. Plenty of time for Fireball. All that stands between him and the end is Crash Valley. As the balls are underway behind him. Lining up behind him, starting to go over his head. Fireball choosing to stop them to give himself some time. Nearly gets pushed off the edge anyway, but Fireball now into the up ramp. Making a run for it. Oh, and he gets hit in midair. Fireball down and out, no saving that. And Fireball once again brought down right at the end. Up next we have Bray Wyatt 21. And he's looking for a repeat of last time when he made it through to stage 2. But he beats the first obstacle, so a good start in his return. And back and forth between the windows of Framed. Wyatt making good progress, 8th window, going for the 9th. Making it through, now on the run down towards the wall. Going for the left-hand side. Sticking to the left-hand side. Oh, Wyatt, he's going to come up short. He's having to save it further down. Not the sort of start he'd want. He manages to save it, but it's clear that he's in his own head now. He's let the voices in, and they're saying to him to hurry up and maybe risk a slip, which he doesn't want. But now he's got to play catch-up on the time. Makes it up the anti-theft device in one go, which is what you'd want. Nearly slipped down the other side, but saves it. And now trying to get back some rhythm. On through the second set of walls. Right the way to the end, making the transfer onto the third set of angled walls. Crossing the ledges. Making the big dismount, and lands it. Just under 100 seconds onto the paper air raid, so still plenty of time left. But Wyatt's going to have to move 87 seconds at the turn and onto the coat hangers. These aren't really an obstacle that can be rushed unless you're called Flame, apparently. And Wyatt going along cautiously up the top, making sure he lands it. Going for the big jump. Having to take a few stabs at it. Come on, Wyatt, get it together. And he makes it up to the top, 66 seconds. We've seen some people be clearing the triple fire escape with this amount of time, and Wyatt's slipping back again. He can't afford this. Come on, Wyatt. Makes his way all the way up to the top of the first set, up to the second, 50 seconds to go, and slips once again. Manages to save that second slip, 42 seconds. He's going to have to hustle now. One ladder and then the crash valley between him and the finish line. And Wyatt up and over the top, 31 seconds to go. Going to have to hustle. He's getting a break with the balls on the downhill, but here they come up behind him. Nearly pushed him off to the side. Wyatt now across to the up ramp. And he's getting fortunate with the ball timings, but they're going to come at him in a swarm now. 13 seconds to go. He's going to have to move. 10 seconds. And Wyatt's getting beaten up. Oh, and the ball crushes him off the side. Wyatt right at the end. Down and out. 4 competitors to go. Here comes Eternal Flame 395, who is another competitor in the race to become the first to hit 4 Stage 1 clears. Of course, Eternal going to Stage 3, to Stage 2 already 3 times. And straight into Framed. And Eternal going for the big skips there, through to the 7th, straight to the 8th, straight to the 9th, should I say. And makes it through in one piece, now up onto the wall. Very quickly up and over the top. No, not quite over the top. Over the top at the second time of asking. Eternal Flame already hitting the course hard. Now on the run up the slope. Makes it to the top, up and over, straight to the 3rd ledge. 4, 5, transfer. And then along the 2nd wall, very, very quickly. Eternal Flame at the moment blowing everybody's times out the water. He makes it off of the anti-theft device. 123 seconds to go. That's 8 seconds faster than Flame, and we thought Flame was absolutely flying. And Eternal now, plenty of time at the corner, straight onto the coat hangers, and making a very, very quick attempt. All the way along to the last, up to the top first try, and now up to the triple fire escape with absolutely bags of time left as Eternal Flame. All the way up, second set of ladders. And making it up then with ease. Eternal's only just hit half time. This is absolutely rapid from Eternal Flame 395. Up and, nope, slip at the end. Up to the top of Crash Valley. And now on the run down, looking for the transfer. Balls are stacking up behind. Oh no, he's jumped into one! It's killed his momentum. Eternal Flame. A ball was going up and over his shoulder. He jumped up into it and just got denied. That is very unfortunate for Eternal Flame. Now we have 3 competitors to go. This is Free MMO Direct. He was the first place finisher in Tournament 3. The first and so far only competitor to achieve a Stage 3 on the Elite Challenge. He's going for 4 Stage 1 clears in a row. He's coming off a 3rd place in the last tournament, so Free has been at the top of the game the entire time of the Elite Challenge. Minus Tournament 1 where he got a bit lost. He loves to be reminded of that, but Free up and over the top of the wall. He's already beaten 3 obstacles. He's setting a similar pace so far to Eternal Flame. Free up the slide of the anti-theft device, straight to the 3rd ledge, 4th, 5th, across to the other side. Making easy work of the anti-theft device is Free MMO Direct onto the 3rd set of walls. Makes the dismount a little bit behind Eternal Flame, but still 120 seconds to go at this point. This has got to be Free with his sights on the new fastest, the Elite Challenge clear time, currently held by Vinzika all the way back in the first run of this tournament. And Free now very quickly through the coat hangers, going for the zigzag on the exit and onto the coat hangers with just under 100 seconds. Free MMO not messing around today, wants to get back to Stage 2 and have another crack at getting to Stage 3. Free now up onto the 3rd ladder. Still, of course, can't write this off. Crash Valley has been taking out a number of people with a lot of time to go. Free straight into it. Choosing to try and stop the balls on the downslope. before he jumps. That's a good strategy. It means he's not going to get hit from behind like Eternal Flame did. And free across with still over a minute to go. Hurdling the balls up the slope of Crash Valley. Makes it almost all the way to the top. Gets underneath the balls. Freemo across the bridge. 52.06 seconds. That is a monster of a time left. And Freemo Direct makes his way to his 4th stage 2 in a row. Congratulations, Free. Now, will either of the two competitors that managed to best him last time join him on the next stage? First person to try is Weapon Matt. He's currently 2 stage 1 attempts, 1 clear. Can Weapon Matt get above the 50% mark? He's off on the way down through the pillar drop. Weapon Matt feeling good today, pulling a 360. Trying to add a bit of flamboyance to the run. Weapon Matt not necessarily the quickest person through these courses anymore, but certainly an entertaining one to watch. And Weapon Matt putting on a bit of a show already in the early part of stage 1. Now onto the bottom of the wall. Can't afford to take the wall lightly. That will bite everyone if given half a chance. And Weapon Matt up to the top and over. And lands it. And now onto the run up to the anti-theft device. Weapon Matt makes it up to the top with ease. Goes for the second ledge. Bounces to the third. And Weapon Matt now starting to build momentum, build a rhythm through the second set of ledges with no problems at all. Now onto the third set of walls. Weapon Matt makes it across and he's going to land with 110 seconds on the dot near enough onto the paper air raid. Weapon Matt with good time remaining. And now he's going to take the turn onto the coat hangers. And Weapon Matt staying low. Keeping crouched the entire time, trying not to overshoot anything. Making it all the way to the end. Has to take a second stab at getting up top, but Weapon Matt makes it, and now he's heading up the triple fire escape. 80 seconds left on the clock at the bottom. Plenty of time left for Weapon Matt. Now all he has to do is keep his composure, which the triple fire escape does an excellent job of ruining for a number of people. And Weapon Matt up to the top, no dramas at all, no dramas at all. Up and over, 56 seconds to go on the run down into Crash Valley. Weapon Matt, ball coming, just about avoids it, makes the transfer. Now on the upslope, Weapon Matt starting to have to punch his way through the balls. He's got a blocker. That is a viable strategy. Stop a ball, use it to stop the rest. Look, he's caught 6 up in a row. They're not pushing him anywhere, but unfortunately Weapon Matt's only inching forward. He's going to have to start going up and over. Weapon Matt grabbing himself another blocker, and the balls are starting to drop, and they're bouncing off the blocker. Weapon Matt takes one to the head. He's fighting his way through. 18 seconds, 17, but look at the ball! The ball hits the buzzer! 15.49 seconds to go. Weapon Matt makes it through to stage 2. The rule says hit the buzzer within the time frame, and the ball hit it. So Weapon Matt with a assist from the Crash Valley balls makes it another competitor through to stage 2. Next up, and for his first time being the last competitor to go after his first Halo jumping first place, this is Soul Reaper 1025 with big shoes to fill now. He has a statue in the Elite Challenge Hall of Fame. He wants another one. And Soul quickly through the pillar drop, now into framed, making his way back and forth. The first place competitor in Tournament 4 looking to try and put on a show once again. Soul through framed very quickly indeed, now onto the wall. Should be no real dramas with the wall. Soul's never really had an issue with it, but he's going up and over the top. And down the other side, Soul Reaper 1025 now on the sprint towards the anti-theft device. Makes it there, up to the top in one go, straight over the top, has to save it, but does. And Soul now on the first set of ledges, makes the way across the second, using the wall to build good momentum. Makes it to the third set of walls, 2 minutes just gone. And Soul, another very quick run. 113 seconds still on the clock at the halfway point. And Soul really getting a wriggle on. Looking to improve on his record. Now into the coat hangers. 6, 7, 8. Now looking to try and get up on top using a zigzag. Good stuff from Soul. Still 86 seconds left at the foot of the triple fire escape. Oh, but he slides down. Come on, Soul. Get it together. He does so. Little slip up there, but Soul, plenty of time. Regaining his composure. Up the second ladder. Soul now starting to pick the pace back up once again. Still over a minute to go. 63 seconds, 62, 61. 1 minute just to go as he's up onto Crash Valley. Look out for the ball behind him. That one bounced, took it straight in the back, but Soul unaffected, sticking to that right hand rail. Oh, but he gets pushed all the way back. Soul's getting battered here. The ball's fighting back. Great save. He nearly got pushed off the side, but Soul Reaper with the save, last minute save jump, and he's going to make it through all the way to the end. Soul Reaper, 35.29 seconds. And that is going to bring another competitor through to the second stage. It's going to be 10 competitors through. And here they are, Frimo Direct with the fastest time, 52.06 seconds. I can see that lasting for a long time. Vinzika, the first competitor, up today with 44 seconds, ahead of HaloFan being the third quickest. Soul and Vulcan bringing up the top 5 for the Brits, ahead of Spenny. The newcomer FluffyB, Weapon Map making it through once again. Likewise, Patrello Fam and Hunter Unit with the slowest time of the day. But still, making it through to stage 2. Every time reset. And all the competitors face the same obstacles. Let's see what's in store for them. And we start off once again with the Razorback grind. Hop in the Razorback and your time limit does begin. Down the track, having to make the transfer off onto the dismount platform. Then we have the old favourites, the Olympic rings in an Olympic year. Make your way across the 5 antennas and make the drop down onto the Mongoose. Still in its Gungoose form, and then attempt the Mongoose cliffhanger. Made bigger last tournament and stuck to it once again. Then we have the Rocky Road. And making your way across the bumpy track and up towards the U-turn, now featuring some speed bumps. Should add to the technicality of the obstacle. And then we have the new vehicle ramps brought back once again. Not full send, but very technical. And then we have the Stage 2, the final boss of Stage 2 as it's been called. This is the French twist once again. Been reforged. And competitors be forced to drive along the twisted rail, and if they can make it to the end, blow up one of the landmines within 70 seconds, they'll be heading on to stage 3, and for most competitors, unknown ground. Let's see how they fare. The first competitor up is of course Vinzika, the first man up in stage 1 as well. He's accompanied by Hunter Unit for moral support, and Vinzika, this is his third attempt at stage 2, yet to get a stage 3 under his belt. Will today be the day? 70 seconds off on the Razorback grind, sending Hunter to his doom, and Vinzika makes the landing. Now onto the Olympic rings. Making good progress, third ring, fourth. Not much time for dilly-dallying on this stage, so Vinzika knows he's got to go fast, and very fast into the Mongoose cliffhanger. Not his preferred type of obstacle vehicle-based stuff for Vinzika, but he is starting to put the practice in to get better at it. Now up onto the U-turn, going up and around the speed bumps. Lands on his head, but rolls the Mongoose back onto its wheels. Now attempting the vehicle ramps. Delicate touch needed for this, but Vinzika makes the landing. Now he's trying to line himself up for the French twist. 20 seconds to go, and Vinzika attacking the French twist. He's previously declared it impossible, but Vinzika proving that impossible is possible, and he's hanging on the other side. Come on, Vinzika. The line's right there. 6 seconds. 5.07 seconds, and Vinzika, first competitor up, once again beating stage 2 And this is his first time reaching the Elite Challenges Stage 3. Very good job there from Vinzika. Only the second competitor ever to reach the Stage 2 finish line. Now, will that have spurred the rest of the competitors on with motivation? This now is FluffyB, competitor number 26, supported by, looks like Bubba Ace and Patrello Fam, and Patrello, of course, due to take the course on later. FluffyB down the Razorback grind, parking it on the end, going for a slower approach than Vinzika, but FluffyB now into the Olympic rings. Quickly across, oh, and he overshoots the fourth spike, and FluffyB down and out. And his impressive run from the abs editor ends there. Next up we have the Club 29 member. This is Spenny 37. Doing laps of his Razorback, making sure it's all in the condition he wants it to be. And Spenny now down the slope, and he chooses to land the Razorback. That's impressive from Spenny. The Razorback falls away, but Spenny does not. And Spenny into the Olympic rings. Oh, and he slid off the third. Spenny down and out. That is unfortunate. And now we have, again, this FluffyB supporting Patrello Fam. Here comes Patrello. 70 seconds underway, and Patrello is off onto the course. And Patrello lands it, only just saves it. Good job from Patrello. Now onto the Olympic rings. First antenna, second, third, fourth, skipping the fifth and straight onto the Gun Goose. Now Patrello Fam versus the Mongoose Cliffhanger. Lines it up. Patrello making progress, having to do a couple of little saves, but all is good. Now onto the rocky road. Gonna have to really start to build the pace up. That's half time just gone, and Patrello only just reaching halfway through the course. Quickly though through the U-turn, and Patrello now down towards the vehicle ramps. How will he approach this? With a bit of caution, you would hope. Second, third. Oh, he's overshot. He's hanging on. Patrello, no, he's gone. Patrello down and out. That'll go down as a vehicle ramps failure for Patrello Fam. Up next we have Vulcan. This is his third attempt at stage 2, but he's gone down early both times previous. How will he go this time around? 70 seconds and Vulcan into the Razorback grind. Jumps out, makes the landing, and straight now onto the Olympic rings. First antenna, saves. Second, third, saves again. Fourth, big skip, down to the Gun Goose. Of course, Vulcan does participate in a bit more Halo racing than many of the competitors, so this should be more in his wheelhouse. And Vulcan now across the Mongoose Cliffhanger. Makes it up, and then straight into the rocky road. Vulcan picking the pace up. Straight up the U-turn. Lands it. Now onto the vehicle ramps. Really attacking the vehicle ramps. Oh, and like Patrello, he's overshot the landing. Vulcan down and out. The vehicle ramps claiming 2 people. And will they claim a third? This is Hunter Unit 751. Up on his second attempt at stage 2. 70 seconds on the clock. Vinzika in the passenger seat for the moral support. He knows how to clear the stage. Can he impart some wisdom? Well, we'll see. Hunter now onto the Olympic rings with 1 minute to go. Second, third antenna, saves it. Going for the fourth. Straight to the dismount. Now on board the Gun Goose. Like Vulcan, Hunter does partake in DRL and HRL, so he should be okay at this. No, he's not. He's off to the side. Hunter Unit down and out straight away on the Mongoose Cliffhanger. It's actually going to have to go down as a bit of a surprise elimination. And will that buckle the spirits of HaloFan, who has immediately gotten in the wrong side of the Razorback, having to quickly sort that out before he gets underway. Luckily, the time only begins when you get in the driver's seat for HaloFan. He's now onto the Olympic rings. Second antenna. Third. Saves. Fourth. Big dismount. Lands it. Hops onto the Gun Goose and HaloFan into the Mongoose Cliffhanger. Up the first ramp. Along the second platform. Up the second ramp. HaloFan really picking the pace up. This is good to see. along the rocky road. HaloFan only at halftime now, and he goes up the top. Oh, and he's hit one of the speed bumps on the U-turn. He's ended up on top of the anti-cut wall. HaloFan's back down the other side, off the mongoose. He's going to have to turn around and take another stab at it. HaloFan up, along the top, down, lands, bounces, trying to hold on. No, HaloFan down and out. The U-turn really getting the best of HaloFan in this instance. And up next, we have another competitor. This is a man who has defeated Stage 2 already once before, making his 4th attempt and looking to go 50-50. This is Frimo Direct. Into the driver's seat, and away we go. Down the Razorback grind. Big dismount. Straight across. Now onto the Olympic rings. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. 3 already. A good 5 seconds net up on many people, but he's taking more time to get onto the Mongoose cliffhanger. Could be slowing him down a bit, but 3 keeping a steady pace. Now onto the rocky road. Picking the pace back up once again, making the jump and straight into the U-turn. All the way around the top of the obstacle. Makes the landing. Gets it squared away. 30 seconds to go. 3 straight into the vehicle ramps. But he's going to bail out, which is smart. The Mongoose overshot. There is a spare there for that reason. And Frimo Direct now into the French twist. He's beaten it before. Can he do it again? He's hooked up on the side. He's managed to get it slowed down. He's got up and over the ridge. Frimo Direct, the finish line right there. Going back to stage 3 once again with 8.13 seconds left on the clock. Frimo Direct back. The first person to make it through to stage 3 twice. Let's see if he can go better than last time. And this time he's got company in the form of Vinzika. And will either Weapon Matt or Soul Reaper manage to make it through with him? Well, time to find out. This is Weapon Matt back on stage 2 for his 2nd attempt. He's looking for success. 2nd place in the last tournament. To equal that, he's got to beat the stage. And off he goes. 70 seconds in the Razorback. Jumping out onto the dismount platform. Now making onto the Olympic rings. Having to do a save on the first ring. 2nd. 3rd. Weapon Matt looking solid. Big dismount. Straight onto the Gun Goose. Lining up the Mongoose cliffhanger. Weapon Matt taking his time to get into the obstacle, but he makes it. Manages to save it. Oh, hang on. Right on the edge. Weapon Matt looking a little bit ropey. But he's looking like he's got it under control. Weapon Matt through the obstacle and now onto the rocky road. Really time ticking by. Weapon Matt's got to pick the pace up. One big U-turn will help him with that. Up and over all the speed bumps. Weapon Matt makes the landing, but he's going to have to hustle. Nearly drove off the side. 15 seconds to go. I think this is hopeless, but Weapon Matt's going to give it his all anyway. Another competitor hopping off the goose. 6 seconds. I don't think it's going to happen for Weapon Matt, but he's going to try. He makes the cross really early and too early to hang on. Weapon Matt down and out just before the buzzer. That is unfortunate, but Weapon Matt once again falling a victim to the French twist. And next up, the first place competitor in the last tournament. This is Soul Reaper 1025. Now can he become the 3rd musketeer onto stage 3 along with Vinzika and Free? A good early start from Soul. Knows the stage well. Not too different from the previous tournament. Certainly in the early stage, and Soul really putting pedal to the metal, hanging on for grim death, but very quick in the early stages. Across the rocky road already with more than 40 seconds on the clock, going very high on the U-turn. Lands it, and now Soul onto the vehicle ramps. 2nd, 3rd, lands it, doesn't overshoot. Soul 25 seconds left onto the French twist. He's got time. He's going to try and make it across the middle. Oh, he's hanging on, hanging on, hanging on. Soul, oh, and he's hit a bump. Soul, no, he's up, over, and out. And Soul Reaper down and out on the French twist. And that's going to bring an end to stage 2. And with a record-breaking 2 competitors getting to the stage 2 finish line, how will Free and Vinzika get on in stage 3? Frimo Direct, 8.13 seconds of the fastest time, ahead of Vinzika's 5.07. Now they both move on to stage 3. And stage 3 has been remodeled since its last appearance. Begins with the concrete structure known as the Disaster Box. Competitors have to make their way up, over, down, back up, back over, and down the concrete corridor before being exited onto the pointy path, which has only received minor alterations since Tournament 3. And then we have a new obstacle in the form of Dangerous. Some floating fences needing to be negotiated with extreme care. And then onto the dismount platform and greeted with the new and improved cliffhanger, with an entire new section adding to the difficulty of what was already there. Manage to get up to the top of that and you're greeted with an even longer trust fall due to the higher height of the cliffhanger. From here on out, the globe grasp remaining the same from back in Tournament 3. This was where Free MMO Direct came a cropper and is the furthest anyone's actually been in competition. Likewise, also unchanged is the Barracuda ladder. Yet to see how competitors manage to fare on this obstacle. Likewise on the carrot sticks, the body prop type obstacle that stands in competitors' way is the 8th obstacle on this stage. Make your way across, down through the gaps, and then round the corner and onto the Doom Gaps, a series of corner jumps. Make your way across the path and then land and then onto the Destiny rails. Rising platforms that you have to make the jumps between. You can make it all the way to the top and clear the big jump to the end and hit the buzzer. You will make your way and make history by being the first competitor onto stage 4. No time limit for stage 3, so there's no time pressure, but we'll see if anybody can make their way across to the pit in this tournament. And nobody's done it yet. Can one of these two be the first? Time to find out. As here comes Vinzika, making his stage 3 debut, making his way up to the course. Didn't think he would be here, but he made it across his nemesis, the French Twist. And now Vinzika, straight into the Disaster Box. First ledge, second. Looking for the third, makes it. Of course, the wall's not smooth, very easy to hit bumps. Very easy to not make the jumps. They are quite far apart, and then on the descent, the ledges are angled, so it's all about taking momentum out of the descent. And Vinzika making progress. Now he's onto the second upward section, all the way up to the top. Up to the top of the concrete, going for a big dismount. Needs to take a lot of oomph out, but he manages it, and now on to the pointy path. Vinzika, second cone, going for the third, saves it. It's a very narrow point at the top of the cone where you can actually get grip. Anywhere else and you're just going to slide off, so the margin for error is practically non-existent. And Vinzika really making sure he hits the marks, but across the pointy path. And Vinzika now becomes the first competitor ever to take on Dangerous. Oh, but he slipped straight off! Vinzika down and out. Dangerous didn't really have to do all that much here. And now we're on to our last man standing. This is Free MMO Direct. He's treaded this path before, but it's been a bit redesigned since then. Certainly with the Disaster Box, Dangerous, and the modified cliffhanger standing in his way. Free will be the first person to truly experience it if he does manage to get across, but the Disaster Box standing in his way first. Free makes his way up onto the first ledge, second, third, crossing to the fourth, just about makes it, but Free up to the first drop. How will he fare taking the momentum out? Good save. Second save. Makes it. Now into the second section. Obviously very tight and compact as well. That's going to be doing nothing to aid competitors, as Free Doesn't go for the big skip, but he takes the momentum out nicely, and Frame Direct defeats the Disaster Box. Now onto the pointy path. He's beaten this before. Can he do it again? Going a lot faster than Vinzika. Free knows the route. And he makes it across. So Frame Direct now the first person in earnest to take on Dangerous. A very low ceiling requiring exceptional control to make it from the gate to the next gate, and Free makes it across. And he beats Dangerous and is now the first person onto the remodeled cliffhanger. He was the first person to the original, and he actually beat the original. Can he beat Cliffhanger Mark II? And Free heading off across the first pass. Now onto the angled ledges for the second. Put a lot of practice in on this obstacle back in Tournament 3. So he should know his way up until about the halfway mark, and then it becomes untreaded ground. Free now making his way across the walkway. Now onto the new barrels. Trying to make his way up. Makes it across onto the barrier. Onto the second barrier. Now a big jump here to the next barrel. Lands it. And again there. Now out and across the top of the ventilation shaft. Free now looking to make his way across the top. Oh, but he undershoots the landing and he saves it on the barrier. Good save there from Free. The design of this cliffhanger does allow the opportunity to save it lower down, but Free's gone again. Oh, and he's not saved it this time. Frame Direct down and out on the cliffhanger. But he will be very happy to once again have made it to stage 3. And for his second tournament after Tournament 3, Frame Direct takes first place overall. Vinzika with a solid second, also becoming the second person ever to get to stage 3. And with competitors starting to get better and better, what is going to be in store soon? Join us next time for the Elite Challenge Tournament 6, coming to you very soon. Thank you for watching, goodbye.